Sometimes your jorts are just so juicy you grab the wrong glassware. But it is what it is, and time to do a beer review. What's up, everybody? It's the Ginger Yeti, and I'm checking in from home. So I mentioned the glassware here. I meant to use this glassware on another beer video. I totally forgot. I just reviewed a Ohio beer. And this glassware right here I picked up over the weekend at a Brewer's Christmas in Medina, Ohio, down at Blue Heron Brewing. And this glassware is kind of neat. I mean, it's just looks like your normal mug, but this is really a heavy mug. I was surprised to see such a piece of free glassware be such quality, high quality, and such a heavy piece of glassware. I mean, I went down there, spent $75, all you could eat, all you could drink. It's a bunch of breweries from the local area. It was a good time. Didn't do any videos there, but had a great time. However, that has nothing to do with this video other than I didn't want to use this glassware for this video, but it's too late now. So let's get into the beer since I just ramble on about glassware and other nonsense that nobody cares about. This is the Juice Jorts Hazy Pale Ale. This is from Maplewood Brewing Company out of Normal, Illinois. Although on tap says Chicago, I guess Normal must be close enough to Chicago to say Chicago. Here's a picture of the can here. It's a pair of jorts with a straw coming out of it. Do people even wear jorts anymore other than, I don't know, out in the country maybe? I don't know. Don't want to be offensive there, but how many people still wear jorts? This is a limited release. Oh, that's cool. Juicy Jorty. 6% alcohol, 1 pint, beef fluid. Nothing else on the can. Canned on, I don't know if that says, I don't know if that's a 5 or a 6 because it's kind of blurry. I think it's a 6. So June 27th, 2024. I think I've taken this down to a beer day with TKs a couple times. We never got to it. So I'm just going to drink it now and do a review of it. I paid $4.85 at Rozi's Wine House for this beer. And I bought it simply because it says Juice Jorts, because jorts is hilarious. I remember growing up as a kid wearing jorts, back when jorts were cool. Jorts and fishnet t-shirts and a whole lot of other abominations that I'm so glad that social media didn't exist back then, because there would definitely be some embarrassing pictures of me if social media did exist. I miss those days without social media. So on Untappd, this gets a 3.96 with over 10,000 check-ins. On Beer Advocate, it gets an 88, very good, with only 30 check-ins. And that is, wow, not the color I expected. Even though it is a hazy, I should have expected that. That smells like an IPA. I mean, that's very fruity, hoppy. A little bit of pininess to it, but like very tropical fruit. If you put this in front of me, I might have guessed this was a Hop Butcher beer because that's how like big the tropical fruit and pininess is on this. As far as color, again, that's that super chalk white, like that almost looks like pineapple juice. Chalk white. I mean, that's very chalk white. Probably down on the 1 on the SRM, but you cannot see that at all. It's definitely hazy. I mean, it is a hazy pale ale, but that is definitely hazy. Big white head. It's not going anywhere. Nothing left to do but to cheers. Man, that is so close to an IPA. It's medium body, light to medium. It's on the lighter side of medium body. And the initial flavors is that big, juicy, tropical citrus fruit and hop bitterness that you get with like some of these big IPAs, but then it disappears. It doesn't linger. Like you can feel it building as you taste it, and then it just stops and disappears. Like some of those big IPAs like Hop Butcher, Clegg, some of these great IPA breweries. That's the flavors you get from some of their big IPAs, and it starts to build, and you're like, oh my God, this is one of these crazy, delicious IPAs, and then it just stops. It builds and it just stops. It's kind of weird. Like, it leaves you wanting more flavor. It's almost a tease. Like, I want a big IPA now, but this is easy to drink. No notice of the alcohol whatsoever. 6%, not bad at all. Got the nice fruitiness, nice bitterness, but none of them are overpowering. It's not strong, like crazy. A little bit of drying on the back end. And this is just something, this is different. Because again, it's like, it's got that flavor that you expect from one of those big, like super double, triple hopped IPAs. And when you first take a mouthful of one of those big IPAs, when it first touches your palate, you get that instant burst of the juiciness and the hops. But instead of building, it just and dissipates. This would be, for somebody that's not into crazy huge IPAs, this would be a good introduction for them. This is like a false IPA. It is juicy. It's really juicy. This is delicious. This is really delicious. I'd give this a big horns up. Juice Jorts, Juicy Jorty. I would probably wear some Jorts drinking this. Maybe not out in public, but I'd probably wear some Jorts drinking this. It's a nice beer. It's really different to have a beer that tastes like a big IPA. They keep saying that, big IPA. But doesn't. It's got all those nice flavors, but they're more subdued, toned down a little bit. That's a good description. They're toned down big IPA flavors. So this is a very approachable beer when you want to start getting into more hoppy beers. Like if you talk about like pale ale, Sierra Nevada is kind of like the beginner stage of people getting into more hoppy beers. That's like kind of the standard. Start getting into some of the hoppier beers. You start out with something like Sierra Nevada. And if you want to start getting people into some of these bigger double, triple, just crazier, hoppier IPAs, this would be the next step. Somebody that likes Sierra Nevada might be able to drink this and appreciate it and enjoy it. This is a great beer. This is really, really nice. Wow, was it Maplewood? Yeah, Maplewood. Good job on this. And for it being as old as it is, it's held up really, really well. So my question to you is, if you're out there watching and you grew up before the age of social media, did you wear anything like jorts where you're super happy that there's no photo evidence of that? I know I am. I mean, maybe my parents have some pictures of those, but those will never enter the internet. So maybe you'll even be brave enough to post one of those pictures somewhere. I'm definitely not going to do it. And as always, embrace the adventure.